Welcome to our channel. In the last session, we discussed what is an exception, what is mean by exception handling, what are the different types of exception, what happened if you are not handling the exception. Now in this session, how do we handle the exception? So for handling the exception, we need some keywords or we have some blocks. Mainly the keywords that are used are try, catch, finally, along with some additional throw and throws. These are the 5 important keywords that are used in exception handling. We will discuss one by one. First, I will explain try catch block. First, try. What is mean by try? Simply within the try block, these are the blocks. So simple, the syntax is try, flower bracket, some set of statements, close. Now, what is written here? Try block will hold the statements, that may raise an exception, Suppose within your program, if one statement may be a chance of generating the exception, that suspicious code is written inside the try block. Suspicious code is written inside the try block. Clear? Now, suppose inside the try block, if you written the statement, assume when an exception is raised, assume when an exception is raised in the try block, then one object is created. So there is a chance there may generate exception or may not generate exception. For example, assume if there is an exception is raised in the try block, then one object is created for the exception type class. Means different types of exception classes are there. Object is created for suitable exception, and after the object creation, and that reference of object is thrown to catch block. That is, in your program, if you have a try block, means compulsory you need to write catch block. Why? Within the try block an exception is raised, but the try block is not handle the exception. And who will handle the exception? Catch. Now what the catch block do? Simply the catch block will hold the reference that is thrown from the try block, and some message is printed. Clear? So try catch is a pair. Within the try block, we are writing the suspicious code that may generate exception. If an exception is generated, an object for the exception type class is created, then that object is thrown to the catch block. What in the catch block? Catch block just to hold the reference that is thrown from the try block and print the required message. Suppose if the exception is not generated, it does not raise any object, it does not thrown to the catch block, then the catch is also not executed. What is the syntax? Catch exception class. Here some OB, we are printing some message here. You are printing some message here. Now you got it. This is try and catch block. This is try and catch block. Anyway, I will explain finally meaning also. What is meaning of finally? Finally is also the part of execution, but it is executed independently. That is, without depends on exception. Whether there is an exception in your program or not exception, no exception, or whether you handle the exception or not handle the exception, whatever happened in your program finally is executed successfully. Anyway, we will discuss one by one clearly. Now we will move to first try catch block. First we will move to try catch block. Assume the simple example that we already discussed in the last session. What is that one? Division by 0. Division by 0. Move back to the program. Here, this is the program. Anyway, observe this program one more time. This program does not consist of any exception handling mechanism. Now, simply, this code may generate exception. Yes or no? This code may generate exception. Write down this code within the try block. Try, open, and close. You got it? So whatever you want, you can write within the try block. But remember, a try is immediately followed by a catch block. Within the catch block, write down the type of exception class name. So the class name is arithmetic exception. The class name is arithmetic exception. Some OB system dot out dot println print some message division by 0. You can print any message. Now arithmetic, sorry. Now run this program. Enter A value 20, B value 2. Now observe this program. C is equal to 20 by 2. The answer is 10. And print the value of C, right? And then directly coming to the rest of the program. Why there is no problem in the try block. Execute one more time. 20, 0. Now observe here, whenever an exception is raised, exception is generated, immediately it creates an object for the corresponding exception. Now check the catch block that OB hold this one and print the message and then continue with the remaining. This is important. Even though an exception is generated, we handle the exception and continue with the remaining part of the program. That is the advantage of exception handling. Now you got it? This is try catch block. Now in the next session, we will discuss how to write multiple exceptions in a single try block. How do we handle multiple exceptions by using multiple catch blocks. Okay. Thank you.